mental note of that. I'm sure you'll stand up. Anything else for you, Auken? Would you like to take any other movement that you have?
And then I'm going to move further towards Belgium number 6.
Sure then. It almost sounded like you said Belgium number 6. I'm like, yeah! No, I'm just kidding.
Really? Really, Dave?
Really? I love it, Lord. Alright, so you're ready to go.
Do I have to do another check for...
Absolutely, for going over that crevice? Yeah. Oh, you're fine. Golden.
No problem.
It's like a walk in a park for you there, Auken. Alright, go ahead and pass it and we'll go on. Round 3, Dorothy. You guys are vanquishing these 7 badgers pretty quickly.
They're falling like flies.
They are.
Except for the one in front of me, which is starting to piss me off.
Mm.
If I miss one more time and it's still alive by the time this gets to round 4, I'm using my inspiration.
Mm. Let's see what Dorothy you can do. Are you inspired to hit this thing finally? Yes, you are. You've seen everyone else killing these things. You're finally getting in on it, so you hit.
Oh, I helped kill the one with the opportunity attack.
Yeah, you hit one already. Nice hit. It's wounded. Valen, you're up. Are you going to stand up? That'll be half your movement if you stand up, so you'll have half. Hey, Raz.
Oh, sorry. I forgot to push talk. Sitting here talking to myself.
That's alright.
I'm going to stand up, then I'm going to sticker playing Badger number 1.
Sounds good. Give me that saving throw, man. Get it targeted and give me that saving throw. I like that token, man. Your token, Valen. I like that. That's probably one of my favorite tokens, actually. Oh, so it failed at saving throw. You may roll damage. That token actually reminds me of my Lord of the Rings character that I played for quite a few years, my Warden. That's why I like that so much. Nice damage. It is heavily wounded as your radiant damage slashes down from the heavens upon it. All right. Take any movement that you like, Valen, and then pass.
Stay where I'm at.
All right. Looks like Xiphus, you're up. He's getting used to that now, that combat tracker.
Yeah, Xiphus, seeing this thing almost dead, just is gonna try to poke him.
Okay. You poke him. You barely hit him, but you hit him. All right.
I'll take barely.
It goes. Yeah, I would too for sure. It goes down. Any movement you take, and then go ahead and pass it. All right, go ahead and pass it, and I will allow that movement. I like it. I love locking the tokens like that. I should have been using that a lot more, because I like to see the actual movement path of the players. And when a token streaks across the map in a diagonal line over 3 enemies, I'm like, whoa, what path are you taking? All right, the last badger. This thing flees. It just jumps down into the. It just literally jumps into the crevice. Now, it'll take 4 attacks of opportunity, so if anybody wants to attack this thing, you may go for it, because it is definitely fleeing. So you guys can all go ahead and roll your attacks of opportunity. Dorothy hits. Auken definitely hits. And Shem hits. So let's see if you guys can slice this thing in about 50 pieces. Oh yeah, this thing.
Bye.
Yeah, this thing as it jumps up and tries to jump into the gouge. You guys all at one time just slice it, and you guys are now all covered with badger blood and piss and crap, and bits of badger fly everywhere and land all around you.
Teamwork.
I do. Yeah, I do like that. Now you guys are out of combat. Okay, your owl is still circling overhead. Whoo, whoo, whoo.
Forgotten about again.
That's okay.
Alright, can you take a short rest?
Do what now?
Take a short rest.
You guys could probably do that, but this pyramid is just several feet in front of you.
Yeah, but I'm wounded.
You don't want to short
Can I-
rest out here with all these possible more fiends and badgers coming at us. I say we
Maybe.
seek the safety of the pyramid.
I've unlocked the tokens, so you guys can now gingerly move across these gouges, closer to the pyramid, made of boulders, and you may do several things. So Raz, if you want to not inspect the boulder of pyramids, and if you want to take an hour rest, you may do that. And everyone else, if you want to get closer to the pyramid, and if you want to kind of check things out, then you may do that as well.
Zyphus is definitely interested in this and checking it out.
Okay, I want to take a short rest. How do I use this hit die?
Okay, well, it's going to take an hour, so we'll kind of get a gauge on what everybody wants to do. So who wants to kind of hang around for an hour? And I know Valen has expressed he wants to recuperate for a little while so he can get the, kind of recuperate from wounds.
I guess we can take this time to look around.
I'm
Okay.
gonna rest also a bit.
Okay, so whoever's resting, you can also deduct another day's worth of rations, because that's what I usually do. I
I would
love
like
it when
to
people burn
examine
rations
The
and spell
stone
slots.
work.
Okay, yeah, you can definitely do that. So it looks like we'll put you two over here, kind of on the left, and you two can take your break, and then everyone else will kind of keep here. So it looks like 2 people are going to be resting, and then 4 of you are going to be exploring the pyramid. And as you get closer, guys, this thing is huge. You guys actually look up. It's like 60 feet tall. And it's beautifully constructed from what you see, Dorothy. It's definitely not dwarven, but seeing that you are a mountain dwarf, no roll needed, you can definitely tell that this was probably made by a stone giant. You can just flat out tell that, because stone dwarves, stone giants, they fight from time to time. And on that note, we are going to take let's take about a 5-minute break. All right, so we have 2 players resting. We have both Valen, you're resting, and also Aachen. Takes an hour to rest. You guys aren't elves, obviously. So what is everybody else doing for this hour as, Aachen, and they're eating and drinking and using, whatever they have, bandages to basically take care of their wounds? Zyphus, what are you doing? And you two can actually do your hit point heal rolls now. To do that, Valen, all you do is just on your character sheet at the very bottom, see that HD1 on the main page.
Yeah.
Just click that, and it should automatically heal your character. And then you'll see that 1 will disappear and you won't have any left. Perfect. So you have no more hit dice heals. And man, that's clutch. So you are fully healed. And Aachen, you can go ahead and do the same thing. And yes, we can hear you. Little low, but we can hear you. Aachen, go ahead and do your roll. Oh wow, holy crap! You guys are good to go. Nice roll, Aachen.
I granted myself my full hit points and I only needed half of it.
Yeah, that's good. You always love that. So. Rad, what's
Zyphus
up,
is just
Rad?
gonna walk around this pyramid, kind of checking out the stonework and
It is glorious.
how it's fitted
fun.
together and stuff, and just observing it, seeing if there's any cracks in it or anything like that.
Well, it's definitely solid. That's for sure. Dorothy, I had told Dorothy when she was kind of looking at it, just because she's a mountain dwarf, man. They're stonemasons. They do this kind of stuff. They're dwarves. So she could tell that this was a stone giant. Now, I don't know what she's going to tell you guys, but if anybody else wants to, take a look at it, and like I said, guys, this pyramid is beautiful. I mean, it is perfectly symmetrical in every. I mean, it is even. This thing was beautifully made of gigantic boulders, and these have probably rolled down from the mountains all around you. And the boulders at the bottom, bottom couple of layers have been fused together with all this different this remedy, and it's it would be like a grout. Rad, thanks so much.
So
man. Thanks for the
Shemgrau doesn't know much about architecture, nor does he care. We've kind of looked to Dorothy and asked to find us a way in here. I'll keep guard for more of those badgers.
So you could tell, like I was saying, this 60 foot, and this is 60 foot up to the top of the peak of this pyramid, and it's level. It's level.
Can we not see what is the top flat part, I assume?
You can't. No.
Probably where the door's at.
Zero.
Does it look climbable?
It is definitely climbable, yeah.
The
Zero
house
Max, thank you so
keeps
much
its,
for the follow, Zero. I appreciate it. Thanks for following on Twitch.
The grade.
So yeah, if you want to start climbing, it'll take you a little bit of time.
I look over towards Aachen, and then I slowly turn my gaze over to Dorothy.
Okay.
And then I look at Aachen again. And I look at Dorothy.
Sounds good, Rad. Thank you. So, after these first couple of levels of grouted stones, it looks like they're just all kind of piled up. So, the first couple of, the first 10 or so feet would be easy to navigate. But once you get up to, you're going to have to make like a climbing check. But it's super low. It's basically like just like the gouges. Just don't roll super, super, super low, and you won't slide back down to the bottom, basically.
Don't we have an owl to see if that's where we need to go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Hoots, where are you? Make yourself useful.
Hoo! Hoots is just kind of circling around you.
All right, I'll send
calling
him.
and hooting.
I'll send him to the top of this pyramid, and when he gets up there, I'll go into a trance and look through his eye quick.
Okay, so you command Hoots, and Hoots kind of disappears as he does a couple of passes of the pyramid. And he passes again, and then you can see him as he just kind of disappears over as you're looking up this slope of stone. He disappears. So what are you doing? What is when you have your familiar up? Please tell everybody, not only myself but everybody in the channel, what does your familiar do for you? Putting him on the spot. Putting you on the spot, ain't I?
Yep. When my familiar is within 100 feet of me.
Did you not read Fun Familiar yet, or?
No, I did. No, whenever I can communicate with it telepathically, and I can, in action, I can see through its eyes and hear what it hears until the start of the next turn.
Okay, but it's a great muddler.
Oh, he is.
Doesn't it put you in some kind of trance type of state, to where you're like hands out,
Yeah, during the time I'm kind of possessing the familiar, I am deaf and blind in regard to my own senses.
Cool. Does it take all of your party members to like form a circle, and then all of you kind of do this chant as you're kind of like channeling the energy through you to your familiar? Does it require anything like that? Maybe, hopefully.
It doesn't, but I can pretend it does for everybody's.
I just wanted to hear all four of you join hands and say, Or
you could start calling him Bran.
Hoots.
All right, see you, Rad. All right, so as you form your bond and you do your little ritual that you need to do to form your bond with Hoots, up at the top of this plateau, it's not capped. There's 4 boulders, sort of in a square, as what you can see, and Hoots needs to kind of fly up several different, probably about 5 feet, 10 feet. You still can't see Hoots, though, from where you're at down on the bottom. Plus, you're in a transit state. And between these 4 perfectly set stones that form a square, there was like a large opening. Okay? But this opening is plugged with the ass of a giant sticking out of it. All right, and this giant is wearing animal skins and whatnot, thick hides, and his body's hairless, looks almost like a piece of beef jerky from what you're seeing through the eyes. Quite disturbing. You think it might be a stone giant, but it's kind of difficult to tell because he's basically face down and ass up, and he's basically, it looks like he's stuck in this hole basically. But all you can see is his enormous legs and ass, or backside, sorry about that. And he's, like I said, he's just face down inside of this pyramid. and one other thing.
Amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And the one other thing that you notice through the eyes of your familiar Hoot is you also notice on each one of these 4 boulders, because now the sun is starting to set a little bit, and we're gonna try to set the mood here in Fantasy Grounds, and we're gonna set the mood as the sun is going down. And you see runes on each one of these boulders. There's 1 rune on each boulder. Well, actually there's, as you kind of look closer, as Hoots kind of lands on by the runes, it's like a series of runes on each boulder. And then as Hoots lands, the runes kind of glow a little bit brighter. It definitely looks like what would be a magical glow, obviously. And that's what you see. And then all of a sudden, Hoots goes blank. And he flies off of the side with an arrow through his head. Roll! I'm just kidding. So that's what you see on the top. Great use of the familiar. I want to give you inspiration, so you can have another inspiration for using Hoots like that. Good job.
All right, cool. Yeah,
so you've got 2 inspiration now.
I'm gonna snap out of it and then walk back over to the group and describe all what you just told us.
Okay. So what do you 4 think? What do you 4 think?
Oh, that makes sense. This is definitely stone giant architecture.
Oh, really? Interesting.
So, 1 giant with his ass up.
Well, you're meditating over there. You're not hearing any of this. You're concentrating on healing yourself and stuff.
Oh,
nice try. You're zoned out for an hour.
I thought the hour was already over.
Nope. This is all happening at the same time. So you 2 are basically bonding your wounds, and then the other 2 are looking at everything else during this hour.
Okay.
So I looked
what
at
do the
Dorothy
runes
and
look
asked,
like?
is there no other way in this? Do we have to climb?
As what you're looking at, yeah. Because I'll even go as far to say, Shem, that you basically walk the entire circumference, a path all the way around the stone pyramid, and you see no other visible openings, nothing. And they're just perfectly lined walls going up to the 60-foot plateau on the top. Ooh.
Well, shall we wait for
I
our
don't see another
companions?
option.
Or?
We must get in there.
Did you get a good look at the rune, Shim? Or Zyphus, rather, sorry.
Not really. My vision went dark before I could really make him out. But anyone else care to join me in a climb?
God
If-
damn giants.
If
Yeah,
that's
I'll
the
go
only
on.
way in. That's up it is.
All right. I love it. So who's climbing up? Who all's climbing up? You 4? And this
So
is the...
I'm actually gonna lead. Shem's got some pythons and 60-foot or 50-foot of hemp and rope. So I'll start making
Ooh,
putting some pythons in and
nice.
crawling up, making the journey easier for the rest of the crew.
Okay, so you're going to pretty much go up first, and then basically anchor a rope up to the top, right? I like that.
I'll end up over this. What I can get up 20 feet or so. So I've got another 40 feet.
Sure. Yeah.
About every 10 feet. So I'm gonna use 4 pythons.
Yeah, that'll be just enough to where the rope will be fine. So since you're using all that good climbing stuff, why don't you do this with advantage? And just roll a strength, athletics if you have it as well. And we'll see how the climb goes as you're starting to ascend up this beautiful constructed stone giant pyramid. Thank goodness for advantage, huh?
Yeah.
So as you're starting to ascend up, Shem, you're kind of struggling a little bit. Even being an expert climber and prepared as you are, all of these boulders are kind of shifting around. After you get past the grouted portion of the pyramid, you start to struggle. Your hands and feet are kind of slipping around a little bit, and then all of a sudden, you hear this deep rumbling voice right next to your ear, and he says, "Hey there, watch it there." Hey there, watch it there. Don't you think that's a little bit personal, don't you think? And what looks like an eye or like a crack in the rock all of a sudden opens up, and you see like the pupil of an eye and all of this. And it's definitely an eye. And then all of a sudden it even widens into a greater eye, and it's staring at you, and it's kind of moving around. And he says, "What are you doing here?" And you can tell that there's pieces of hair sticking up, and it's like a huge eye, and he's got an eyebrow.
Am I still on the side of this, holding my rope and the python?
You are, so you're going to need to make a charisma saving throw, because you need to keep your composure here, I would imagine. So give me a charisma saving throw, as this kind of startles the hell out of you.
All right. Intimidation?
Nope, charisma saving throw. Just on your main page, on the right-hand side with the saving throw.
Oh, there we go.
Yep. And you can do a charisma saving throw. And if you have a couple of inspiration too, but it's too late, you are successful with your saving throw, and you're able to keep yourself. And then as you kind of look a little bit more, you can see the form of this huge elemental-like creature. And you can see he's actually kind of in the grout as well, his leg. And, this kind of startles you. And do you say anything to this? And like I said, he said, "Hey there, watch it there!"
As soon as he said that, I would have swore up a storm, grabbing to the rope as tight as I can. Thankfully, I didn't slip down. And I would just be so taken aback, I wouldn't know what the hell to think.
It doesn't seem like he's trying to eat you or anything. And then you can start to see like the outline of his mouth. And this thing is large. This thing's probably would be, 10, 15 foot tall if he was standing in a stationary position. But he's actually part of this beautiful stone pyramid that you're ascending.
After my initial startlement, I'm going to go ahead and ask him, how did you come to be this? What manner stuck you in this pyramid?
Hey, my name is Gurk. I'm Gurk. My name is Gurk, and I have two other family members here, Heft and Pert. What's your name?
I'm Shem.
Well, nice to meet you, Shem.
I didn't get you with any of my pythons, did I?
Yeah, but that's okay. I've got thick armor, I could have kicked it out, but I decided not to.
What is this place?
Well, we were placed here about a year ago. And, there was some humans, some help of a big dragon, and they used us and built this pyramid. Give me a nature check also. Because you're kind of looking at this and you think it may be like a huge earth elemental, But as you start to see its other parts and stuff, and with your recollection of in training and whatnot, you notice this is a DRIVETHRU. And this is it's basically like an earth elemental, but its name is a DRIVETHRU, and they're huge. They're actually really tough. They're tough. They're strong. And he goes into telling you that, hey, we were placed here about a year ago. Some humans, some help of a dragon. They built this pyramid. They asked us to kind of keep an eye on it. And at the end, they put a couple of wooden chests inside of this place. But it seems like recently we've had quite a bit of traffic, and I'm kind of happy to see it, because me and my two siblings, we were kind of getting bored out here. So we saw several giants being in the area. And first there was one, then there was another, then they started fighting over one another because they said that they found the treasure. So, of course, we really can't move, we're kind of put here. So they started fighting, and we've kind of been rolling around here ever since.
Did they take the treasure?
I don't know, I'm stuck here, don't you see?
Can the rest of us hear the conversation?
Yeah,
Or are we too far away?
No, you guys can hear this. This is a pretty deep, grumbly, kind of joyous, voice, yeah.
Xiphus is going to ask him who that fella is in the top of the pyramid.
No, they have one guy never came out. Who's the guy? Someone stuck up there?
Sure is.
Well, that's not good for him, because I hope he's okay.
Well, Gurk, I'm interested in this place, and we're after... I don't know if I want to tell them we're after the treasure, but we're after what's inside here. We're curious.
Are you treasure hunters? It's kind of nice to see somebody. Like I said, we've been here for a while, and it's actually it's a great privilege to be part of this great structure, because our parents and aunts, both myself and Heft and Pert, they were all part of the wall down there south in Dragon Spear Castle. It is an honor to be put in this structure. I wish there was a little bit more traffic, because I love to talk to people.
You certainly seem a jolly fellow.
Oh, yeah. Well, us elementals, we're not all about just killing and killing. We like to talk and socialize as well. Heck, I spent a long time learning how to speak in y'all's common language, so I just kind of want to speak to you. How you doing?
Well, we're trying to get to the top, to be honest with you, as I'm still standing there leaning against him, hanging onto this rope.
Well, here, let us help you. Hey, Heft and Pert, can you hear me? And you can hear him say, yeah, we can hear you. And they've got these like total twangy hillbilly voices, So all of a sudden, this pyramid starts to come to life, and you can just imagine, you guys standing around the bottom of this, and now both Aachen and Valen, you guys can hear and see this, and all of a sudden, all these arms and legs. So you can see, all these arms kind of moving Shem to the top. They're sort of like crowd surfing, you know what I mean? And they're kind of like crowd surfing him up to the top of this this leveled plateau, this beautiful pyramid. He says, there you go, little fella.
Well, any of my other friends might want to join. Would you be so kind to help anyone else that wants to join me up?
Yeah, well, come on up.
Xiphus raises his hand. He's ready to go up.
And then you can start
me
hear
too.
dueling banjos playing in the background. Down, 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 down.
Like all of a sudden, I had flashbacks to David Bowie's crotch.
But hey, he had a really nice cod piece in that movie. I remember seeing that when I was learning the common language. I watched it about 350 times. I'm just... So, I'll help you, and also, Heft and Pert will help you, but we just got one little itty bitty problem that we got here. Hopefully you can help us.
We're willing to hear your plight.